In a recent podcast of popular previously Los Angeles-based comedian Theo talked about the Brendan Schaub drama, and went into further detail along with his fellow comic friend Tony Hinchcliffe, who spilled more beans about things that were going on behind the scenes.
You'd think Bobby would have ability to email everybody, especially since he's doing all that browser hunting or whatever on Brendan Schaub's fucking... since he's stalking Brendan on his own, whatever. That whole debacle was... That's one of the fun... It's almost like a sketch show, you know, when you go watch that. It's like, they had like screen grab... Like, Brendan doesn't own a computer, which is the funniest part of all of it, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's like, he's getting this research to have like screen grabs on his phone. The whole thing was just so ridiculous.
It's wild. I couldn't get enough of it. That was my like thing. I switched from like police interrogation videos to like following the Schaub and Bobby Lee thing for a while. It's my YouTube algorithm's just filled with Bobby Lee, Brendan Schaub, Khalyla, like
I know.
Weird. Because I can't. Sometimes I'm on one thing, and then sometimes I'm like, maybe they did do that. Like it like switches quickly. It's like if you're talking to, you know, your gun-toting friend, and then all of a sudden you're with your liberal. Well, there were no guns, and this happened. You know, like sometimes you can see both sides of the argument.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I mean, Brendan, you know, hate happens to people. People are jealous. You know, you're a fighter turned comedian, and then all of a sudden, I saw one clip where Khalyla's like, yeah, I'm a lot better at the internet than people think, and I'll destroy someone. It's like from an episode years earlier, and like I'm like, whoa, this is all wild, because people have made some serious breakdown videos of that stuff.
I'm amazed at how like there's such a world now with podcasting. There's also like this soap opera undercurrent of all of it, you know?
I don't play it. You would think Kill Tony would be a big poker, and like I get it, people like drama, but I've always looked at it like if you play that game, those are the types of fans you're going to get.
Brendan Schaub, Bobby Lee, and Khalyla had previously shared a friendship. Bobby Lee has appeared on the Fighter and the Kid podcast multiple times, while Schaub has appeared on Tiger Belly. Schaub has stated that Lee is one of his close friends, and he and Lee's companion Khalyla have exchanged a few innocent flirty comments during Schaub's Tiger Belly appearances, perhaps not so innocent after the show. Yes, there will be more on that later. Schaub has recently garnered the ire of YouTube video providers. Schaub has become the target of derision and ridicule for his latest actions, which allegedly stems from the tax collector actor recently suing a YouTuber over jokes made. YouTubers who would have otherwise been uninterested in Schaub's actions on the site are now being closely monitored, and any fraudulent claims are being reported. The comedian has been a popular target for platform content makers. It's not a nice look. Following the Trash Tuesday discoveries, Schaub replied by claiming that Bobby Lee or workers of the Tiger Belly show were involved for a slanderous subreddit committed to sullying his name, among other unpleasant facts. As a result, Schaub and podcast co-host Brian Callen, mostly Callen, would verbally abuse Lee and Kuhn over the phone. Schaub spoke on the Tiger Belly podcast in an attempt to clear his name. As a consequence, Lee, Schaub, and Kuhn had a lengthy chat, with Schaub stating he had proof to back up his allegation. Theo himself also distanced himself from Brendan by leaving King and the Sting podcast, something that fans have been speculating about for a really long time, after the decision of Brendan to bring on fellow comedians, Chris D'Elia and Eric Griffin, which shortly thereafter we saw even less appearances of on the podcast. His recent move to Nashville also seemed to solidify the rumors of the end of an era in the Los Angeles stand-up comedian podcasting world. The Ret King will forever be appreciated for his efforts in the stand-up comedy industry. What are your thoughts on the entire debacle? Drop your thoughts in the comments.